Are you looking for the perfect neighborhood for your family in Lake Norman, North Carolina? Here's the thing, if you choose the wrong one, you might find yourself in an area that's not as family friendly as it seemed, or worse, lacking the amenities that your family needs to thrive. In this video, we're diving deeper into the suburbs and maps of Lake Norman so that you can be armed with all of the information that you need before making your move here. If you're thinking about moving to Lake Norman, I would love to help. Every single week, I have families just like yours reaching out to me to help with their next move, whether it's buying, selling, investing, or relocating. I know how important it is to find the perfect home for your family, and I would be honored to do just that. Call, text, or email me anytime. All of my information is down in the description below. Let's make your next move to Lake Norman smooth, exciting, and stress-free. All right, so let's jump into the map and start exploring different areas of Lake Norman. So there's several different suburbs around Lake Norman. So the first one that we're going to be looking at is sort of the Denver area. Now, if you look at Denver on Google Maps and just type it in, it's only going to show you sort of like this area. But Denver realistically is all of this side of Lake Norman, and even sort of down here a little bit, and then all of that. So when I say that Lake Norman takes up the most real estate on Lake Norman, this is what I mean, because Denver kind of goes all on this side of the lake. Now, if you look down here, where 16 and 73 kind of converge, this is going to be where most of the places are in Denver. So you're going to have Walmart, Lowe's, actually Walmart's on this side, Lowe's, all of the restaurants, or most of the restaurants in Denver are going to be sort of around the 1673 area. Now, if you follow 73 this way, we're going to hit into Huntersville, which is sort of going to be all of this area. So this is all going to be Huntersville. Sort of along this 73, right when you come in to Huntersville on 73, you're going to hit Burkdale Village, which is going to be kind of in this area. Now, obviously, as you can see, Huntersville has very easy access to 77. So in my other videos, when I say that Huntersville is probably the closest to Charlotte, this is what I mean, because you can get on 77 and hit Charlotte super easy. Now you can do the same in Denver on 16, but we'll review the roads a little bit later in the video. So coming up 77, you'll hit into Cornelius. Now obviously there's back roads that you can get there, but Cornelius is going to be sort of all of this area. Now Cornelius is most often said in my videos with Huntersville because they're so close and they sort of have the same vibe, but Cornelius has more lake frontage, I guess, than Huntersville does. Blythe Landing is going to be right here, and that's obviously public access to the lake. You have several higher end neighborhoods. The peninsula is down in Cornelius, and then so heading up 77, if you look right here, we have this little small town called Davidson. There's a college in Davidson, pretty small town, more, I would say, old school money, if that makes sense. So there's not going to be, in my opinion, many like new developments. This is more so going to be just more old school money. Let's see, now heading up 77 a little bit more, we're heading into Mooresville. Mooresville is going to be all of this. So Mooresville, when you look at the sales per year, Mooresville typically has a lot more sales per year because it's way bigger than any of the other suburbs. But it also has a few good many more amenities. So you have Lazy 5 Ranch here off of 150. You have Kerrigan Farms. You have The Point, which is a neighborhood in Mooresville, and then your Trump National Golf Course is going to be in The Point as well. So that is Mooresville. And then you have Troutman up here, which I don't really associate with Lake Norman much, just because it's such a small town. There's not much that goes on in Troutman. And then heading over 150 a little bit more, you have the Sherrills Ford area. Sherrills Ford has a little bit more of the lake frontage. Sherrills Ford is also more of a smaller town. It's starting to kind of get up and going, so there's a Publix now right off of 150. This area, let's see, in this area ish, there is sort of like a group of businesses that have opened up, and it's brought a ton of life to the Sherrills Ford area. So that is just an overview of all of the suburbs in Lake Norman. So now looking at all of the roads, let's see. So let's start in Denver. So if you live in Denver, most likely you're going to use 16 for the majority of everything. So Newton is up this way, which heads into Hickory, that area. And then obviously you have Charlotte down here. So more likely you're going to use 16 for pretty much everything. And then also in Denver, you can be on 73, which heads into the Huntersville area, and then 77. You have Business 16, which kind of runs parallel with North Carolina 16. It's a little bit of a slower road, so you're not going to have all of the 65 miles per hour areas. But if you don't want to get on Main 16, Business 16 is a good option. So again, you have 73, 16, and then if you follow 73, you can get on 77. Looking at Huntersville, so you have 73 if you want to go into Denver. You have 77, which goes into Charlotte, and then you can follow 77 up into the Statesville area. Pretty simple. 77, you're going to see, well, 77, 485. If you get on 485, there's going to be a lot more traffic. Now, this is not necessarily an option for 485, but on 77, if you get into the toll lane, it goes a lot faster. In my opinion, it's highly worth the toll fees that come along with obviously driving in the toll lane. Cornelius, same thing as Huntersville. You have 77. You have some of the back roads obviously as well. Same thing in Davidson, easy access to 77. Not too much going on there. And then in Mooresville, it's kind of where it gets a little bit not interesting, but you have a lot more roads that you can go on. So you have 150, which goes into Mooresville. Traffic going into Mooresville on 150 is absolutely horrible. And then obviously you have 77, which goes down into Charlotte, and then 77 that goes up into Statesville. You have 150, which goes over to Lazy 5 Ranch and Kerrigan Farms. And then you have some of these lesser known highways like 21 and 3, which go into different cities. So there you have it, the overview and map tour video of Lake Norman and all of the suburbs. Now I have tons of videos diving deeper into all of these different suburbs, whether you're looking for the cost of living or the pros and cons or things that you should know before moving here. All you have to do is comment below the city that you're interested in, and I'll shoot that playlist over to you. If you're thinking about relocating, buying, selling, or investing in the Lake Norman area, I would love to help. Every week, I have people just like you reaching out to me to make their next move, and it's my honor to guide them through the process. Call, text, or email me anytime. All of my contact information is down in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and share this video with someone who may be thinking about moving to Lake Norman.